So let's talk about backing up our configurations. We're going to slow down a little bit here. This is actually really important stuff. I know licensing is kind of important, but not nearly as much as actually backing up our configuration. For our cloud configuration, I want this to be known. We can clone networks in our environment. But what I really want you to understand is in our cloud configuration, really, we're relying on who to keep our configuration safe. This is all backing up to our Cisco cloud. I have my Meraki, I have my dashboard, but really it is the Cisco cloud that offers the backup. Now I have the ability to clone networks. I can clone a network in my environment. When I create a network, I can clone a network. Let's take a look at that in our Meraki dashboard. Here we are. We'll go to network, user policies, wireless, SSIDs, radio settings, SSIDs. We have different SSIDs. If I wanted to create a new environment, edit settings, all these items I could change for this particular SSID. I could choose Wi-Fi 34G. Now, what am I doing here? I'm setting up another SSID with the same configuration as my 34G. If I use an unconfigured one, I can set this up, but none of these take effect until what? Let me change something here. Pre-shared key. I have to save changes in my environment for those configurations to persist. I can come up with the best configuration ever in these environments, but unless I save the configuration, it doesn't matter. I have to save the configuration back to the cloud in order to have the cloud back it up. If I look at the general configuration, we're going to leave. I'm not going to save, and you'll see that nothing I did is saved, right? You can see that we have the ability also to create new users, using existing users, traffic analysis, custom. So all these configurations, I'm not responsible for backing up. I'm really not. Who's responsible for keeping this up and running? It is actually Meraki or Cisco themselves who are backing up as long as you save your data. Now you can clone a network in your environment. If you're creating a new network out there, you can clone an existing network based on your license, right? What about in our autonomous configurations? How can we back this up? Well, configuration can be backed up or restored from a GUI or CLI on an AP by AP basis. Remember, when we talk about autonomous, what is AP by AP? We have no centralized management system. Configuration of this can be displayed from the CLI itself. So here you can see in the GUI, we have our startup configuration. We can load it from a particular place. We can save it from a CLI. Now for Air OS, the Air OS itself, we have a different type of configurations options available to us. We have the ability to back up and restore from the GUI or CLI. Now, from the CLI, it's exactly the same as it was for the AP. We would use the copy command to copy to a particular location, and then we could restore as well with the copy command, overriding our existing image, depending on where. So we have the GUI and the CLI. Now, the configuration can be displayed from the CLI as well. But let's focus on the GUI here for the AirOS. I think this is one you might see in the future. We have the upload file from a controller and we have the download option from the controller. But how do we get to these different commands in our environment? Let me jump out and show you. Now here we are in our wireless LAN controller. You can see we're under monitor at the moment. That's not going to get us to where we need to be. We need to actually choose commands here. And these commands will allow us to upload or download files in our environment. So if I'm going to upload a configuration, we can see the file type is event log, but I can change this to configuration. configuration file encryption, so we can encrypt this if we want. And then we choose, how are we going to move this? TFTP, FTP, SFTP. I'll leave it at TFTP. And then we have to note the server address. Where are we sending this information? Now, what happens if we have a configuration we want to bring into our environment? Well, then we choose download file. Then we choose the file type. Again, this would be configuration at this point. Transfer type, our IP address, the maximum number of retries, the path file, the file name. So what exactly are we grabbing from that particular server? And last but not least, to make all this work, the config boot. Which image are we using? Are we using a primary or a secondary or a backup image in our environment for our configuration? So make sure you understand our download. Where are we downloading from? Where are we uploading to? This is the way we can back up and restore files in our environment for AirOS. Now, from the AirOS CLI, the backup is a little different. We have our transfer upload, our data type, our configuration, transfer upload mode TFTP, transfer upload data type configuration, our server IP 192.168, our path. So this wouldn't be just the slash, it would be the actual path to the location and then start to begin the process. Now, are you going to be able to memorize all of these options? The answer to that is no. It is a resounding no. What I would like you to remember for this course is transfer upload. If we take a look at this, that is the meat and potatoes of this command. Everything else we can do can be done with a question mark. We could use a question mark to get the rest of the way. Just make sure you understand transfer upload. This is how we're really going to move files around from that Cisco controller. In APs, it would be the copy. And last but not least, the iOS XE from the GUI or CLI. How are we going to do this? Again, it is upload and download files under command. This is the XE. This is the switch with the extra module on it, or the wireless LAN controller 5000 series. The file type, again, you want to be in configuration. Lots of file types are going to be listed there. Event, log, all sorts of stuff. Our transfer mode, so that'll be the transfer mode of the server you're using to, and then our server details.